This is my 2007 BMW E92 M3. It's old enough to vote in some countries, it drinks fuel like I've got a petrol station in my backyard, and it's absolutely, completely and utterly brilliant. Today I'm going to tell you why this aging and unreliable German missile still brings a smile to my face like a dog when it knows that it's dinner time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Performance Nick video. And in this channel, we talk about cars that matter, not ones that your mum thinks you should buy. And I'm standing here in what I consider to be the last truly raw M car ever made. An E92 M3 with a manual transmission. But I'm a true BMW fan, and I don't just own this car, I also own its younger and more modernised brother. A 2014 BMW M4 F82. This one has an automatic transmission and enough electronic aids and assist. You'd think it can file your taxes for you when you compare it to the E92. Don't worry, I won't slander the F82. But in today's video, we're talking about that car, if it hasn't been made obvious already. We're going to talk about the 5 things I love most about buying and owning this car. I just want to give a quick little shout out to Cupertino Car Covers. They sent me out this cover for the E92. It is a really high quality cover. It's like this suede-y soft material. It really does look after the car and it looks awesome. I mean, look at all the body lines. Now, if you do have an M3 like me, I'd recommend the large one. I got the medium one. It's a little bit small, but that's totally fine. I'd go one size bigger, but it is a quality cover. And when you don't drive your car much, like I do, only once a week, it's a good idea to have it under a cover because it gets really dusty. It's no sponsored post. They didn't pay me to say this or anything like that. They just sent me out the cover and I genuinely do use it. It's a bit dirty because I have been using it. So shout out to them. Here's their Instagram. Check them out. Anyways, back to the video. For the first thing I love, let's start with the obvious one. The engine and its glorious sound. Under the bonnet lives the S65, a 420 horsepower and 400 newton meters of torque V8. Now that seems very weak by today's standards. I mean, you compare it to the F82 M4, it makes more power and a lot more torque, even though it's a litre down in displacement. But I've got one thing to tell you about that. The numbers, they're just something that's on a sales brochure, because yes, they're important, but they're not everything. Just listen to that. That's not a sound effect. That's not enhanced audio. That's just straight V8 and the anger that comes out of that engine. Genuine idle you get out of 8 cylinders can't be replicated by anything else. It's just sitting and it's just angry. It's like a chainsaw. It's just so good. And I mean, I don't know why I'm talking. It talks for itself. The engine was made by the BMW M Division in partnership with the Sauber Formula 1 team in the same factory the Formula 1 engines were made in. And it definitely shows. It revs to 8,400 RPM and it's got the anger of a pit bull called Sparkles. And the car will judge you. If you're not going to rev it all the way out to redline, it's giving you those side eyes. It's telling you, why are you not doing it? It wants you to keep going. It doesn't want you to shift at 3,000. It wants you to shift when you're on the red line. BMW are known for having high revving engines before, with the previous S54 revving to 8,000 as well, but this one's a little bit different. You've got 2 more cylinders and you've got another 400 RPM on top of it. Oh, and did I mention it's the only M3 ever to have a V8? Yeah, okay, I won't bring it up again, but it's a good point to make. Now, the F82 M4, it's faster, it makes more torque, it's more efficient, it does a lot of things better, but it is a twin-turbo 6-cylinder, and while I actually do like the sound of it, I can understand why people say it sounds like a raspy hairdryer. Whereas the E92, it sounds like Kratos is underneath the bonnet and he's really not happy about it, especially when you put the right exhaust on it. It sounds like he's doing anything to get out of there. He just doesn't want to be there. And as part of that, he really screams his lungs out. It's just such a good sound. Honestly, I love it to bits. In my opinion, it's a top 5 sounding V8 of all time, maybe even top 3. Again, I might be biased, but just, it revs out so much. It just keeps it just wants to keep going. I love it. I love it, and that's why I bought this car, and that's the first reason on why you should buy one also. I'll get hate for saying it, but I honestly think it sounds better than the 6.2 litre Mercedes V8. That sounds incredible. It's still a 10 out of 10 sounding car, but I feel this one, it's just screaming its high-pitched voice out compared to the 6.2, which is more yelling. This is screaming, whereas the 6.2 is yelling, and it's just more refined in this car. Again, I'm not saying it's a bad sounding car, but that's my 2 cents at least. And the way I describe the F82 versus E92 in sound, it's like a good Spotify playlist and a perfectly in tune violin. Sure, a Spotify playlist, it's practical and convenient, but no one gets goosebumps from convenience. They get it from the experience. Bringing us on to point number 2. This car is a drifter's paradise. The art of drifting, or as I like to call it, turning your very expensive tyres into smoke that just disappears into the air. Sadly, I don't have a track booked out for this video. The budget isn't that big, and as we can see, we're in a park in the background, so I'm sure the kids and the parents wouldn't be too happy. Or maybe the kids would be, but the parents wouldn't be happy if I started drifting around here. But without a doubt, the E92 M3, this car right here, is one of the finest drifting machines I have driven. And keep in mind, I'm not talking about a heavy modified roll cage JDM car with a hydraulic handbrake. I'm talking about this stock BMW that came off the production line with nothing done to it, exactly how BMW intended it and what they intended for it to do as well. And I believe the secret sauce on why this car drifts so well is that linear, naturally aspirated power delivery. It's like a good story. It just keeps going and going and going and building up the more you go with it. Whereas comparing it again to the F82, that's more like a thriller. Yeah, the plot's building slowly and then out of nowhere, a big plot twist happens and everything changes. While it might be extremely fun at times, it can catch you off guard and it can make things messy and quickly. Yes, I am speaking from experience here and about what might have happened in the past. Whereas with the E92, you can feel like you know exactly what the car's going to do. It feels like it's in your backside, it's in your seat, the rear wheels, and you can control it, especially with that manual transmission as well. You feel really one with the car. And that's really important and crucial when you're sliding the car because, as we all know, one little mistake and it's all over. Because you've got such a good grasp on the car, you can use that throttle and your steering and everything to perfect it like a Swiss watchmaker. It's perfect to the millisecond. And the F82, brilliant in its own right, it's as subtle as a Mike Tyson uppercut, not a Swiss watchmaker. You're not fighting with the car, you're just having a friendly conversation with it. Even though that conversation might be going sideways at 80 kilometers an hour, you're gonna have a big smile on your face while you're doing it, and that's why we do it at the end of the day. Now, half of my demographic were probably like, oh, that's awesome, I love drifting. And the other half were like, Nick, you're such a irresponsible hoon, I can't believe you're talking about this. Well, that brings us on to point number 3, the track potential and comparison to other track legends. Sorry, I get distracted. And that is the complete opposite of sliding your car. It's being stuck to the ground as hard as possible and being able to turn as fast as possible while being stuck to the ground at the same time. I've been quite blessed to drive quite a few special cars, from lightweight track beasts to full-on supercars. And those price tags on those cars are a little bit more than my bank account is currently comfortable with. On the track or through the twisties, it does reveal its true character. It's definitely not the fastest car that I've taken around there, like I've said. Even comparing it to 6-figure price tag cars, this M3, well, it just engages with you, which some modern cars really struggle to do. And again, the F82 beats it in this category. It is faster, it's more aerodynamic, and it's more made for going fast around corners. It requires a little bit less skill, but it definitely requires a lot less involvement than the E92. It's like comparing someone driving on a racetrack and someone driving on a racing simulator. Yes, they're both doing the same thing in theory, but one is involved behind a screen. I feel the E92 M3 is cut from the same cloth as some other track legends like the NSX, the Lotus Elise, and the original Porsche GT3s. They all require you to be able to do everything in the car, to be able to control everything, and to be able to tell the car exactly what to do, not just point it in the direction and go. Again, the F82 is still a handful of a car to handle, but after you drive something completely raw like this, you can really notice the difference between the two. Yes, the F82 is rowdy and it wants to slide and do stuff like that. Whereas this, the E92, it's you, your hands, and your feet controlling everything. There's no interventions. I'm realizing now in this video, I'm really sounding like an unk comparing it. Oh, they don't make them like they used to, you know, they were better back in the day. No more comparisons now. But point number 4 is the analog feeling. And along with that, how this red button right here, that M letter, well, that changes everything in the drive. I've just realized something over there. From the last spot to here, my badge has fallen off. Maybe this isn't a good ad for you to buy an E92 M3. So I just lost my badge. It's no longer a BMW now. What the hell? Okay. Time to order a new badge. I do understand that the M3 comes in manual and in automatic, but I chose manual for a reason. This isn't the DCT, which is pretending to be a manual transmission. No, this one is the real deal. Don't worry, I do love the DCT. I have driven one with a DCT and there's no complaints there. Only you will feel the satisfaction of changing all these gears, and you'll know really what it feels like. And no one else really will. But everyone else will know when you do misshift. When you're in 5th gear and you accidentally go into 2nd instead of 4th, everyone will know. Every gear change in this car is an event. Every time you push that clutch in, you move that lever and you ease off the clutch, it gives you a feeling that the paddles will never be able to replicate. I know this point is more about the car being manual than anything, but it's one of the reasons I love this car, and that's what this video is about. And this is where things get interesting also. This red button changes quickly. Ignore the Christmas tree on the dash, but when you press that M button, your throttle response sharpens, your suspension hardens, your electronic diff becomes a bit more aggressive, and the stability control will ease off just enough so you can have a bit of fun, but without becoming a thumbnail of Dashcams Australia. It's all nice and friendly when the M mode is off, but as soon as you turn it on, its true colours really do show. I don't know what's happening today. We've already lost one badge of the car, and now my lens isn't working at all. So we're going to an iPhone vlog for the end of this video. And number 5 has to be the timeless beauty that this car has. Like I said, it's almost 20 years old, but apart from the missing badge, it is an immaculate looking car. You couldn't tell me that this is a 20-year-old car. It actually still turns heads until this day. The E92 was designed during BMW's flame surfacing period. Now, I know that sounds like something you do when you're having a barbecue to make the flames bigger, but no, that was the redesign of BMWs from 2005, I think it was, of the E60, and obviously the E90s as well. It adds a lot more lines, a lot more curvature. It gave it this new design of a lot more arches and everything going on, and it really did work. Actual silhouette of the car itself, it just works perfectly. It's aggressive without being cartoonish, and it's elegant without being boring. And this design was also about practicality, not just looks. It did have wider arches for the bigger wheels and brakes, and this sticking out dome on the bonnet to accommodate for that big old V8 underneath there. It was a perfect match of practicality and beauty in one package, and they honestly nailed it in this car. I've always said the F80 generation is my favourite generation of M3s. It was the most aggressive, and I still do think that. It is the best looking, but the E90 has to be the most timeless generation. Inside, BMW wanted to make it simple but practical. There is nothing special, but it does everything perfectly fine. You've got a regular steering wheel with a few little buttons. You've got your 2 dials on the screen as well, but it does tell you the speed, which is helpful. A regular screen, a good old trusty manual handbrake, and that's it. There's no 50-inch LCD screen. I know at the time it didn't exist, but there isn't anything extra. It's everything you could want, and it's simple. You want to turn on your aircon? The buttons are there. And I've used the word so many times that I'll say it once more. The interior is timeless. You can just keep using it. The one thing I did install Apple CarPlay to the screen just for my Waze and my music. But otherwise, there's nothing else you really need to change in here. And that's the thing with these timeless designs. This car right here, again, you wouldn't know it came off the production floor that long ago to the normal person. And I mean, there's not many other 18-year-old cars which you can say, oh wow, that looks like it's pretty modern. Because most 18-year-old cars, like you can see on the screen, yeah, they do look quite dated. So there you have it, the 5 things I love most about my M3. Now, is it the perfect car? Far from it. The rod bearings have a tendency to go on a very expensive holiday. It drinks fuel like a thirsty camel, and finding a clean one without spending an arm and a leg, it's like running into a unicorn. But this M3's got something that no amount of technology will ever be able to replicate, and that's its soul. The way I see it, the E92 M3 was the end of an era. It's the last ever naturally aspirated M3. There'll never be another one. And it was the last M3 where the biggest driving aid was yourself. There was no computers to save you from yourself back then. No, if you wanted to drive that car fast and you didn't want to crash it, it was all in your hands. If you enjoyed my video entry to my love letter to my BMW M3, I want you to smash that like button harder than this car smashes the limiter when it's raining. Please consider subscribing and checking out some of my other videos, and let me know down below what's your favourite naturally aspirated engine ever made, because this one's definitely up there for me. And in the next video, we'll be talking about the opposite, the 5 things that I dislike about this car. And well, there might be 6 now, because this is really bugging me. It's only been like that for an hour. I can't stand it. It looks horrible. So until next time, keep the shiny side up, that rubber side down, and drive safe. Peace out till next week, and I appreciate you checking out another video.